Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. The next hadith, وعن أبي الدرداء رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Messenger of Allah said, إن العبد إذا لعن شيئا سعدت اللعنة إلى السماء. Is that the one? Yes. فتغلق أبواب السماء دونها No, that's not the hadith. Yeah, that is the hadith. دون أبواب السماء دونها ثم تحبط إلى الأرض فتغلق أبوابها دونها ثم تأخذ يمينا وشمالا فإذا لم تجد مساغا رجعت إلى الذي لعن فإن كان أهلا لذلك وإلا رجعت إلى قائلها. So Abu Darda, actually this is not the hadith that I wanted to sorry, this is not the hadith that I wanted to cover. Where is the hadith that I wanted to cover? Oh, here it is. Sorry. وعن أبي ذر رضي الله عنه أنه سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول. So Abu Dharr said that he heard the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم say, لا يرمي رجل رجلا بالفسق أو الكفر. That no one should accuse another person of being a sinner or of being a disbeliever. إِلَّا ارْتَدَّتْ عَلَيْهِ. If they do, it will return back to them. إِلَّمْ يَكُنْ صَاحِبُهُ كَذَلِكَ. If the person is not actually like that. Rawah al-Bukhari. This hadith is in Sahih al-Bukhari. Basically what it's saying, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ is saying, if you go to somebody and you say, you know what, or you make an accusation against them, you see that person, he doesn't even pray, and it's not true. You're saying person is a fasiq. Fisq means a person who is not only sinning, but somebody who sins openly. Because if they sin privately, how would you know? Between them and Allah. So you wouldn't know, so you can't even make an accusation. But if you say, hey, this person doesn't do this, or this person drinks alcohol, or that guy smokes weed, you can only know that if they're doing something public, right? Or somehow, many people caught them, or you have some evidence or something like that. Or if you're saying somebody is kafir, this person's not even a real Muslim. If the accusation is false, the Prophet ﷺ is saying the accusation will be thrown back on you. That's how serious it is. Meaning you'll be in that state that you accuse the other person of. So what's the moral lesson here? We need to be very careful about falsely accusing people. And there's two types of false accusations. The one type of accusation is you make a 100% accusation and it's 100% false. So you say, you know what? Man, that guy doesn't pray and he drinks alcohol. And mashallah, the brother prays and he doesn't drink alcohol. The whole thing was false. Then there's a second type of accusation where you throw out 3 or 4 accusations and let's say one of them is true. So that brother, he uses bad language, he is bad to his children, he yells at his children, doesn't pray, and he, he maxes out his credit cards and doesn't pay his bills on time. I don't know why you want to say all these things, right? And it turns out, you know what? One of these accusations is true. He yells at his children. He shouldn't be doing that. The other 3 are false. And this is the most dangerous type of accusation. Why? Because this is exactly what the munafiqeen would do. The hypocrites would do this. They would throw out a ton of accusations against people. And the thing is, you can start, if you find that one of them is correct, then all of a sudden, you believe the rest of them. Well, that one was correct. The other one's got to be true. This is a very dangerous thing. So these are the two types of accusations. We need to be very careful about making false accusations about people, otherwise they're thrown back at us. The second point here is that when the Prophet ﷺ says, irtaddat alayh, it's thrown back at you. Again, I want you to always remember this principle. In the bab of targhib and tarhib, there's mubalagha. I'll explain what that means in Arabic. In the category of when you're encouraging, when Allah or His Messenger is encouraging somebody to do some deeds, or strongly discouraging them from avoiding bad deeds, there's hyperbole, there's exaggeration in the speech. So don't take it so literally. Because if you took it literally, and you say, you know what, I think that guy, I don't even think he's Muslim. No, I think he's not a Muslim. So what does this hadith would literally mean? If you were wrong and you made a false assessment, you're a kafir. You don't have to take your shahada again. We'll give you a new Muslim kit. You know, we have some books and we have a sajjada and all that. No, you don't get a new Muslim kit because you don't actually have to take your shahada again. But what it means is the seriousness of the false accusation that you made is somewhat being compared to such a serious sin like kufr or fisq, like disbelief or, you know, being an open sinner. So we should be cautious about that. And, you know, this is something I just want to reflect on this a moment longer, is that this idea of being overly literal on a particular text usually afflicts a certain category of people. I once had a halaqah with some of my advanced students. We were having this discussion. Usually people who are in the hard sciences, engineering, physics, mathematics, chemistry, bio, they tend to be a little bit more literal-minded towards the text. And I was discussing with some of my students one time, and I said, you know, your career affects the way in which you view the rest of the world. Right? And that's the way, you know, the prophets, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made most of them shepherds, because their career is going to affect the way, Ibn Hajar Asqalani explains this in Fath al-Bari, is that what you do as your profession is going to affect the way you treat other people and the way that you view the rest of the world. But then one of my students had an interesting theory, and she had a good point. She says, what if it's the other way around? What if your nature that you have is what leads you into your career path? You chose the hard sciences because you were more literal-minded, because that gives you the satisfaction and the dopamine rush when you measure things or you apply things in a specific way, and they both have a truth to it. So anyways, the point is, keep in mind that it's very important to approach the understanding of Islamic text correctly. If you think everything is metaphorical and symbolic language, you have no Islam left. You become like one of those esoteric people who don't even follow anything. But if you take it too literally and you don't understand the concept of hyperbole or balagha in text, you'll misunderstand the point of the hadith and potentially cause even more problems in the ummah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a deep and correct understanding of His deen. Ameen wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.